but again, all of a sudden, I really decided to declare that I did have an exit strategy, and I began to look at, do I sell it? Is it an ESOP? Does someone buy us? Is it a roll-up strategy? But we began to really analyze all those to see what would be the best fit.
So what was the sales process then? So you met with this gentleman and to talk just about their ESOP program, but the conversation took a different turn. Yeah,
actually, I met with Cindy, I believe, in March or April, and didn't actually have lunch with Henry for a few more months. So we met sometime in June. And he did walk through the whole mechanics of an ESOP. And literally at the end of lunch said to me, so this is what you can expect to spend. And company your size, it might make sense, it might not. Let me give you an alternate that you might want to think about. And he said, why don't we just buy you and allow your employees to participate in our ESOP?
Were you expecting that?
No. No, I actually, my jaw, I did everything not to have it drop. like one of those cartoon characters, where the jaw just starts going. But it was something that maybe was in the back of my mind, but you don't really expect to hear it sometimes like that. And Henry said, what do you think of that? And I said, actually, I'd be open to that. I've always admired your company, and why don't we take a look at that? So literally the process was pretty quick, because a couple days later they asked me for the financials, for the business plan, for all the things that I'd had ready, and boom, we shot everything off to them literally in a matter of hours. And it didn't come across like we were desperate. It just came across like, boy, these guys know what they're doing. They're running a tight ship and a good business. And so we had a term sheet was extended to us, I think, within 3 to 4 months after that initial conversation. And I brought in the attorney then to negotiate the deal, because I said to Henry, if I'm going to be working with you, both at Tech Image, and who knows what role I'm going to play at Smith Buckland, I don't want to have this have any impact on our relationship. And I also need a personal assurance from you that if this deal goes south, it has no impact on our ability to have you as a client in the current iteration that we have. And he said, absolutely. So,
well, that was smart to say these things up front.
Well, I wanted us all to know what we were getting ourselves into. Because, these deals, I've been through enough of them now, and I've watched other companies do them. Sometimes they work. There's a chemistry test involved. There's all kinds of variables that can come into play. So I wanted to be sure that, that we didn't put all this energy into selling the company, have the thing fall through, and suddenly, realize, gosh, we took our mind off, the actual business for this 6-7 months. And, and then now what are you going to do?
Well, and those are common mistakes in taking your eye off the ball. And I think you were smart. And it ends up affecting the sale, ends up affecting the valuation of the firm. And I think you were smart to bring in a third party to do your negotiations so you could maintain that relationship whether the deal went through or not.
I think it's critical. That was one of the single smartest things I think I did with this.
So the process was you talked to him and you talked about the ESOP. He extended an informal offer, and then what happened?
And then we actually sent our financials to them. We had a few more meetings, and that resulted in a term sheet being offered to me. And at that point, Henry actually called me up and gave me the particulars of the deal verbally over the phone. It was right before Labor Day, and asked me what I thought. And I said, there's elements of this that sound like they could work,